Hey everyone, welcome back to the Business Growth Club podcast. If you've ever found yourself putting off tasks until the last minute, you're not alone. Today, we're sharing 5 effective strategies to beat procrastination and boost your productivity. I'm your host today, Mick Foster, from Purple Yak, the business coaching firm behind the Business Growth Club. Here, we empower small businesses like yours to grow and scale with insight, education, and advice. We work with hundreds of entrepreneurs like you every single day, and we bring their questions and learnings to this podcast to help more business owners to grow and thrive. So let's get started. It's tempting to keep putting off the tasks that we don't enjoy. Even though we know it will lead to more stress later, it's common to avoid starting or finishing things that we don't really want to do. Procrastination is the act of delaying or putting off tasks until the last minute or past their deadline. It's not just a time management problem. Researchers suggest that it's a failure in self-regulation that leads us to acting irrationally. We put things off even though we know the delay will lead to negative consequences. While some people are better at motivating themselves to tackle unpleasant tasks, procrastination is a highly prevalent problem. A recent survey conducted in the UK found that nearly all participants admitted to procrastinating sometimes, while 75% describe themselves as habitual procrastinators. No matter how well organised or committed you are, chances are you've found yourself frittering away hours on trivial pursuits like watching TV, scrolling through social media feeds, online shopping, etc., when you should have been spending that time on work or school-related projects. First things first, it's important to understand why we procrastinate. Is it a fear of failure, feeling overwhelmed, or maybe even perfectionism? Take a moment to reflect on what triggers your procrastination. Awareness is the first step to overcoming it. Remember that time that you thought you had a week left to finish a project that was really due the next day? Or how about the time that you decided not to clean up your house because you didn't feel like doing it right now? We often assume that projects won't take as long to finish as they really will, which can lead to a false sense of security when we believe that we still have plenty of time to complete these tasks. One of the biggest factors contributing to procrastination is the notion that we have to feel inspired or motivated to work on a task at a particular moment. The reality is that if you wait until you're in the right frame of mind to do a certain task, especially the undesirable ones, you will probably find that the right time simply never comes along and the task never gets completed. Waiting for motivation isn't the only problem that contributes to procrastination, however. The following are a few other factors that can play a role. Present bias means that we tend to be motivated more by immediate gratification or reward than we are by long-term rewards. This is why it feels good in the moment to procrastinate. For example, the immediate reward of staying in bed and watching TV is more appealing than the long-term reward of publishing a blog post or a book, which would take much longer to accomplish. Depression. Procrastination can also be a result of depression. Feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, and a lack of energy can make it difficult to start and finish the simplest of tasks. Depression can also lead to self-doubt. When you can't figure out how to tackle a project or feel insecure about your abilities, you might find it easier to just put them off. Obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. Procrastination is also pretty common in people with OCD. One reason is that OCD is often linked to perfectionism, which causes fear of making new mistakes, doubts about whether you're doing something correctly, and worry over others' expectations of you. People with OCD also often have a propensity towards indecision, causing them to procrastinate rather than make a decision. ADHD. Many adults with ADHD struggle with procrastination. When you're so distracted by outside stimuli, as well as internal thoughts, it can be hard to get started on a task, especially if that task is difficult or not interesting to you. So, how do you manage and deal with procrastination? Strategy number 1, make a to-do list. To help keep you on track, consider placing a due date next to each item. Strategy number 2, break tasks into smaller steps. Break your tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Instead of tackling a huge project all at once, divide it into bite-sized pieces. This makes it less daunting and gives you a sense of accomplishment as soon as you complete each step. Set specific deadlines. Aim to set a specific deadline for each task. Instead of saying, I'll get to it later, commit to a specific time or date. This creates a sense of urgency and helps you stay focused. Use a planner or digital calendar to keep you on track with your deadlines. Strategy number 3, eliminate distractions. Identify what pulls your attention away from your work. Is it social media, TV, or even cluttered spaces? Create a dedicated workspace and use apps that block distraction during your work sessions. Our fourth strategy is to reward yourself. Set up a reward system for completing tasks. It could be a small treat, a break to watch your favourite show, or anything that motivates you. This positive reinforcement can make a big difference. If you put something off, don't worry. It happens all the time. It's often the tasks that we dislike the most that get pushed off until the last minute. While common, it is important to remember that this behaviour can have serious consequences, including hurting your relationships, your professional achievements, and your ability to succeed at work. Fortunately, you can do things to help reduce the urge to stall. Understanding why you're struggling to get started can help. Remember to create a to-do list of the things that you need to get done and start small. When you feel the urge to procrastinate, force yourself to do one small thing. Sometimes just getting started is half the battle. And that concludes today's session. Thanks for listening. And if you've got any burning questions, please reach out on our social channels or email me, michael@purpleyak.co.uk. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.